Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome to today's live English lesson here on the Speak English with Vanessa YouTube channel. I'm here with my husband, Dan.
Hi, everybody.
And today we're going to be explaining 3 important expressions. One of them is an idiom, one of them is a phrasal verb, and one of them is kind of a slang expression, would you say?
Yeah, definitely slang, but good slang.
Yes, slang that you can use in your daily life. So I hope that these expressions will be useful to you. We're going to ask some questions, so make sure that you interact and try to make your own sentences and use them. That's the easiest and fastest way to remember, is to use it yourself. So please answer our questions and participate. Thank you, everyone who's here live with us. Do you want to say hi to some friends?
Yeah, we got people from India, I see.
Oh,
Where else is everybody from? I see some Korean.
Vietnam, Algeria, Brazil, Japan, Mexico.
All right.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Around the world.
Yes, thank you for joining us live. If you would like a notification about future live lessons, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell notification. You'll get a little notification when we're live and also whenever I have a new lesson. So today, are you ready to start with the first expression that we're going to talk about?
Yes, I'm ready. This is kind of like a sneak preview for our vocabulary lessons.
Yes, because every month in the Fearless Fluency Club, which is my premium paid course, we have about 15 to 20 new expressions that we explain together every month. And these are 3 of the expressions that are in the November lesson set, which is coming soon in November. So if you join the Fearless Fluency Club now, you'll get the October lesson set, and then November 1st, you'll get the November set and learn 17 words, 3 from today, plus 14 others. So I hope that you enjoy this lesson, and if you want more, feel free to join us in the month of November.
Yes.
So are you ready for the first question?
I'm ready, yes. We're going to put the vocabulary in a question.
Yes. I want to know, what are you going to do on your day off?
What am I going to do? I'm going to make a day of something. This is our expression.
Yes.
So because it's October, I'm going to make a day of going to the pumpkin patch.
Make a day of something. This is the expression that Dan used here. A lovely expression.
Yes.
What does this mean, to make a day of going to, you can see our pumpkins here, to the pumpkin patch?
Yes. So first of all, a pumpkin patch is a place where you go and pick out a pumpkin, usually for Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's a common tradition in America.
Yeah, especially because tonight we're going to be having a pumpkin carving party with our friends. So we had to choose some pumpkins to carve.
So if you make a day of something, this means that you're going to stretch out the time you're doing something. So you could go to the pumpkin patch for 10 minutes and get your pumpkin like that.
Yeah.
Get it really quickly.
That's fine. Just buy a pumpkin, go to the grocery store. Not a big deal.
But in America, it's very common to make a day of it.
Yes.
So you go to the pumpkin patch, you look at all the pumpkins, you take your children and they go on a hay ride. So they're on a tractor and they're riding on the hay.
Yes.
Maybe you drink some apple cider. You could pick some apples.
Yeah, we also bought some apples and played in some of the outdoor games. So this expression, to make a day of it or to make a day of something, is an excellent expression that you can use. So you can answer this question as well. What are you going to do this weekend? Today is Friday, so what are you going to do tomorrow? Are you going to do some activity that you can do all day? Maybe we're going to go for a hike, and we are going to make a day of it. I want to challenge you to write our question and also write our sample sentences in the chat and in the description or in the comments so that you can see it. Because we're live, unfortunately, I can't add beautiful words on the screen. That's one of the negatives about being live, but there are many positives as well. So I want to know, what are you going to do this weekend, and are you going to make a day of it? I have a quick example as well that I can use for this. I recently had a doctor's appointment that was about 30 minutes away or so. And 30 minutes isn't so far to drive, but I don't often drive. I'm not a big fan of driving. So when I drove to the doctor's appointment, I thought, oh, I'm in a new area. maybe I should make a day of it.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't mean that I'm going to stay at the doctor's office all day.
Yeah.
This means that I'm going to maybe go to a restaurant for lunch that's close to the doctor's office. I'm going to enjoy that area. I'm going to take that event, going to the doctor's office, and I'm going to make more of it. I'm going to enjoy a park that's nearby. I'm going to enjoy the restaurant. Maybe I'll call a friend who lives nearby. I have a doctor's appointment, but you know what? I'm going to make a day of it. I'm going to enjoy that area and do as much as I can.
Yeah. So making a day of something, it doesn't have to be an extravagant thing. You could even say, I'm going to make a day of watching TV.
Yes.
I'm just going to stay home and watch TV. I'll make a day of it.
Take a simple activity and just kind of prolong it a little bit. It could be going to the doctor's office. It could be going to the pumpkin patch to get a pumpkin. It could be
sitting on the couch and being lazy. Who does that?
Yeah, or you could just watch TV all day and make a day of it. It's rainy outside. It's cold. I'm going to make some coffee, maybe eat some unhealthy snacks and just make a day of it. Just going to sit on the couch. So you might have noticed that Dan used this a lot when he said, make a day of it. You could say, I'm going to make a day of going to the pumpkin patch. You could add that activity at the end. But if you already know the context, I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to make a day of it. We already know that the context is watching TV. So you could just say, make a day of it. And it resembles the activity that you're doing. I'm going to make a day of it. So when we went to the pumpkin patch, we certainly made a day of it.
We did. Yes.
I'd say, yes. So this is our idiom that we use today. A lot of you are writing some excellent sentences here.
Oh, somebody said a couch potato.
Yes.
That's a good expression.
Yes. I'm going to make a day of studying in the library. Beautiful sentence, Merv. This is wonderful. So you're going to the library. You're not just going to get a book and go. You're going to look around.
Yes.
Maybe you'll write while you're there. Maybe you'll read the book.
Do some homework.
That's excellent. I'm going to make a day of studying at the library. Praveen says, I'm going to make a day learning English with Vanessa. All right.
That's a good day.
So you're not just watching this video. Maybe you're going to watch it again when it finishes. You're going to write down these expressions. You're going to make your own sentences. You're going to read them out loud. That's what I recommend doing. That's excellent.
You're going to watch 100 Speak English with Vanessa videos.
Wow. Well,
in one sitting.
Oh, man. Can you explain that expression, in one sitting?
In one sitting, that means you don't get up. You don't go to the bathroom. You don't get a snack. It's in one sitting.
Yes. In one sitting, you watch, I think there's over 300, maybe almost 400 videos now on this channel. So you could spend a lot of time. You could really make a day of learning English on my YouTube channel. Yes. Certainly. All right, let's go on to the second one, which is a phrasal verb. So I want to ask you a quick question about helping someone. So I want to know, when was a time that you needed to talk someone through something?
So our expression is talk through.
That's the phrasal verb.
Or talk somebody through. So if you say, I'm going to talk somebody through something, this would mean you're going to explain to them very thoroughly and help them.
Yes.
So my example is when I worked at a coffee shop. I used to be a manager at a coffee shop, and I would have to train new people on the espresso machine. Anybody here like coffee? You like
Not me.
Your Americanos, your lattes?
Dan's worked at so many coffee shops.
I have a lot of coffee experience.
And I don't like coffee at all, so it's such a shame. He gets so much free coffee.
I drink coffee all the time.
But I can't benefit from it.
So anyways, I would have to talk new people through making espresso. So learning how to put the espresso in the machine, how long to steam the milk, and I would have to show them step by step. So this would be talking somebody through, explaining it to them.
Yes, yes. So there's actually two expressions that mean the same thing, and they're quite similar. So I wanted to just share both of them with you. You could say, Dan talked the new employee through how to make espresso, or you could say he walked them through the steps.
Walked them through.
So this means you're talking someone through the steps, or you're walking them through the steps. And this is the exact same thing. You don't really have to be physically walking, but it just means you're explaining step by step. You're talking through every step so that the other person, the new employee, can understand exactly how to make a good espresso drink.
Yeah, and you could even use this as a request.
Oh.
You could say, hey, can you please talk me through this?
That is so polite. Yeah.
It'd be very polite. So that means help me, talk me through. This is confusing. I need more details. Maybe you have a math problem in your homework. And I used to ask my dad to talk me through the problem because it was confusing.
Every night.
Do you have an example?
Well, I could say often I get emails from you all students who are learning English. And maybe actually the other day, I got an email from a student who couldn't log in to study their lesson set. And this month we're studying the October lesson set. And because October is coming to a close means finishing soon. Because October is finishing soon, the student wanted to make sure that they could study all the material before November. And you can access all the material forever, but they wanted to make sure they could access it, but they couldn't log in and they couldn't find the right website and couldn't find their password. So I had to talk them through how to access the lesson set. So in my email, I wrote, number 1, do this. Number 2, do this. Number 3, do this. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. And this really helped them step by step understand how to just access the material. So you could teach someone in that way.
Yeah, and we'd usually use this in something more detailed. So it's not usually simple things.
Yeah, it's more detailed things. So I saw a great sentence here. Sule says, I'm going to talk my patients through their problems. I'm going to talk my patients through their problems. So I imagine maybe you're a doctor of some sort. You have patients.
Maybe a therapist.
And you're explaining to them step by step. First, we're going to check your heartbeat. And then we're going to check your pulse. And then we're going to do this. You're talking them through each step.
Or you're explaining after you check those things what the problem is. So you have a heart condition and you have 25 days to live.
Oh, I hope that's not
that
the
was
case.
A little too harsh, maybe.
I hope that's not the case for your
25 years to live. Congratulations.
Okay, that's a little bit better. So if you're a doctor, this is a great expression to use. Let me talk you through the procedure. Let me talk you through what's going on. And like Dan said, it's an excellent question you can ask if you need to use English at your job, or maybe you interact with anyone who speaks English at work. You can say, can you talk me through the new marketing plan? Can you talk me through what happened at the meeting because I missed it?
Yes, that'd be very useful.
So useful, and it's really polite and professional. It's not just saying, can you tell me what happened?
Yeah.
Can you talk me through it, please?
And
can you walk me through it?
It sounds less helpless than, help me, please.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of desperate.
Maybe like you can't figure it out yourself enough and just, please help me. So yeah, can you please talk me through this? I saw a couple of other great expressions. Naga says, you're talking us through this lesson. Excellent.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah.
We are.
We're talking you through this lesson. Sebahat, I hope I said that correctly, said, I'll talk through the chemical experiments with my students. So I want to ask you, do you think we can put talk through together if we have the person at the end? So in the sentence, he said, I'll talk through the experiments with my students.
I think I would understand that.
Yeah, but how would you say that sentence?
I'd probably say, I'm going to talk my students through the chemical experiments.
So the person who you're talking to needs to go in the middle of that phrasal verb. That's a really good grammar point, because sometimes with phrasal verbs, you don't know, can I split it up? Should I put it together? What should I do? So thank you for writing that and for explaining it.
If you say, I'll talk through the chemical experiments, that probably means that you're just, talking in detail about the specific experiments, not necessarily helping your students.
Yeah, you're just explaining it in general. Yes. Thank you so much for everyone who is writing wonderful sentences. I'd like to go on to our slang expression of the day. It is Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Yeah, so I want to know, when was the time that you were mind blown?
This is a very fun expression.
I love it.
So basically, if you are mind blown, this means you're just very, very, very amazed.
Yes, incredibly amazed.
Yes.
So your mind is your brain, and blown means exploded. So it's kind of like your brain is exploding with amazement.
Yes.
Wow.
It's very vivid. And you could
Yes.
even say it's mind blowing.
So let's talk about this in an example. When was a time that you were personally mind blown?
I've only been mind blown a few times, I'd say.
You got a high expectation in
Yes.
life.
So it has to be something very amazing. So when I was mind blown recently was when my baby was born. So when Theo was born, I was mind blown because you know what's coming. The baby's going to be born, but the feeling you have when you see your baby and he comes out and it's just, there's a baby and the baby was inside her and now the baby is here. It's mind blowing. It's amazing.
If you have ever experienced your child being born, you understand that feeling. You were mind blown. Dan was mind blown. I remember,
I shed a tear.
Yes, that precious moment when I held Theo the first time and I looked at you. I was in a tub, actually, of really hot water. I was in a tub and I was holding Theo and I looked over at Dan and Dan was holding my arm and his face was so precious.
I don't know what I looked like.
Oh, you were crying and you were just amazed. I could tell by the look in your eyes that you were mind blown. That's something that's really special to me that I'll never forget. Well, on a maybe less sentimental note, one time when I was mind blown was last year on August 21st in the US. And I think it was kind of international news. There was a full, is it the solar eclipse? Not the
solar eclipse.
Full solar eclipse, total solar eclipse. And we got to see this. If you have ever seen this, you know exactly the feeling when you see a full solar eclipse. This is nothing like a lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
Everything was unlike reality because all of a sudden in the middle of the day, the sun is covered. You can see just a bright crown of light around the sun. It was mind blowing.
It's like twilight and the moon was slowly coming over the sun. And that's mind blowing because there's the moon over the sun. It's crazy.
I remember after that happened, it only lasted for less than a minute, I think.
Yeah, it was for maybe a minute and 45 seconds.
Yeah, about it was pretty exact. I remember after that happened, we went to the grocery store and I had a difficult time looking around and realizing that this is the same world that we live in. This wonderful, amazing, mind-blowing experience just happened and we're at the grocery store.
Yeah, now we're living regular life.
It felt so weird. So I'm curious for you, have you ever been mind-blown? Because when you have a mind-blowing experience, it's weird to go back to normal life because you've had this thing that happened and it's weird to see that real life is still continuing.
Yes.
So I hope for you have the chance to experience whether it's your child being born or a full total solar eclipse. Those things are mind-blowing.
I think people are mind blown every day by your lessons.
Oh, I see. Fazelle says your lessons are mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing, yes. And actually this phrase, you can use this in a kind of hyperbolic way.
Oh, can you explain hyperbolic really quick?
So it's not really mind-blowing, but you say it.
Exaggeration,
You're
maybe?
You're exaggerating. So if somebody tells you about something fun they did, you could say, wow, that's mind-blowing.
So maybe just something simple like, oh, I hiked and I saw a bear. Okay, it's cool, but it's not, your child being born.
Or if you think like, if you went on a hike and you saw the view from the mountain and you said, man, it was mind-blowing. Yeah, it actually might be, but you could use that to just really let people know it was really cool. It was amazing.
Yeah, you can exaggerate and use this. And I think this is something that people who speak American English, Americans often use exaggerations in speech. So it's pretty common that we might use something like the expression mind blown for something that's a little bit less exciting, but we enjoy saying that. Like, oh, it's mind blowing. Maybe for you, I see Nasima here says, I agree, your lessons are mind blowing. maybe this is a little bit of an exaggeration.
I don't know. Pretty mind-blowing.
I'm glad that you enjoy them, and I'm glad that you all enjoy them as well. So you might say, oh, my team. I see here Guillermo says the Toronto Raptors is a mind-blowing team.
Oh, basketball.
Oh, so for you, when you watch their skills and you watch their...
Donald Trump is mind-blowing.
Oh, maybe you think that he's mind-blowing.
I think the fact that Donald Trump is president is mind-blowing. Like,
something
what is going on in America?
Shocking and surprising.
Mind-blowing. True statement.
So Gannett here says, my mind was blown when I heard something new. Great. This is an excellent way to use this expression, and you can use it in different places in the sentence, and I think a lot of you are using that correctly, so congratulations. If you enjoy learning these type of expressions, today we talked about to make a day of something, this lovely idiom, talked about talking through something. Today we talked through these 3 expressions with you. And to be mind blown, we talked through how to use the expression mind blown.
And you don't even have to say it sometimes. You can just go like this. And people will know what you mean.
Do you think that someone who is 60 or 50 years old could do that?
Oh, well, no, probably not.
So you might
they still might understand you.
Oh, they would understand, but I think that mainly younger people use only the hand movement. I think anyone can use that expression.
And it's a joke. It's like, it's not common.
But you might see younger people just do this, and it means mind blown. Like, whoa, I'm amazed. How did that happen?
Yeah, that's the hand gesture.
Like an explosion in your brain. So if you see younger people do that, that's what it means. If you're a younger person, you can do that, no problem. If you're an older person, I wouldn't really recommend it. Might be a little bit weird, but it's up to you. It's your personal choice. So if you would like to continue to learn English with us and learn 14 more useful expressions like these today, I recommend that you join us in the Fearless Fluency Club. You can join in October. Now is October 25th. So let's say that you decide to join October 25th, you'll get the October lesson set. And then in 5-6 days, you'll get the November lesson set, which includes to make a day of it, to talk through, to be mind blown, the November lesson set. So you'll be able to get 2 lesson sets within about 1 week. And if you use the coupon code NEW, you can get it for just $5. And this is for the first month. So it's a really good deal. You can get 2 different lesson sets. Check out the course. If you like it, you can continue and get a new lesson set every month. If it's not a good fit for you, no worries. It was just $5.
Yeah, it only costs $5 to be mind blown day after day.
If you are mind blown, you can stay in the course. I'd like to share with you actually what we're going to be talking about, some other things that we're going to be talking about in November, so you can get kind of a sneak preview of what we're going to do. So I'm going to share my screen with you here. And you can see that we are here on the November lesson set page. So in November, our topic is actually massage and relaxation. So I talk with my friend here. You can see in this quick little video clip, you can see that I talk with my friend Sarah, who is a massage therapist, and she explains about different types of massage that she does. She works at a really popular kind of famous almost resort in my city, and we talk about her different massage techniques, and we talk about a lot of different expressions, like you can see here, to be draped. We talk about this great verb, draping something. So we have a conversation, but what we've been doing today is the vocabulary lesson. So you can see, well, we have 2 different parts actually. You can see that Dan and I, just like today in this live lesson, explain for about 1 hour these 17 different expressions so that you can learn about how to use them and study them yourself and hopefully feel comfortable integrating them into your conversations. So you can watch the videos, you can download them, you can download the MP3. A lot of my students choose to do this so that they can study on the train or in the car, or maybe if their family doesn't want to listen to the lessons, they can just listen to it on their headphones. And there's a full transcript as well so that you can catch every expression and understand everything that we're talking about. Every month as well, there's a grammar lesson. This month in November, we're talking about something kind of nerdy, a little bit for those of you who are quite interested in grammar. We're talking about how to use a, and the. So in this grammar lesson, I explain in detail about using a, and the, hopefully in a clear and concise way.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the pronunciation lesson where you get a chance to shadow and focus on pronouncing exactly like me and exactly like my friend Sarah, who is a native English speaker. You can enjoy the conversation. We also have a story, which is a fun combination of all of these things that we've learned: vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation. It's a short story, about 1 page, that includes all of these things together so that you can practice them. And I hope that this will be useful so that you can just repeat the material and study it as much as you can. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And if you would like to join Dan and I in the Fearless Fluency Club to study about relaxation and massage and vocabulary and grammar, every month there is a new lesson set. So if you join before November, you'll get October and November. Or if you join in November, you'll get November, and then eventually December's lesson set as well. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for learning with us.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, and before we go, let's practice a little pronunciation for one of these expressions. Let's go back to the first expression, make a day of it. So we're going to say this sentence a couple times slowly, and I want you to repeat it with us. Can you do that? It is, we're going to link together going to make gonna. I'm going to make a day of learning English. I'm going to make a day of learning English.
I'm going to make a day of learning English.
Yeah, so I challenge you to say that as well. When you say it out loud, you're using your pronunciation muscles, but you're also repeating that vocabulary expression. So let's say it together. Are you ready? I'm going to make a day of learning English. You want to say it with me? I'm going to make a day of learning English. I hope that you can say that out loud, practice it, and I hope it's true for you. You're going to make a day of learning English. We talked you through a lot of expressions today. Maybe you were mind blown at our explanations. So thank you, Dan, for joining me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. I hope that our explanations have been helpful to you, and we'll see you again the next time. Make sure that you subscribe so that you can get notifications anytime there's a new lesson, and we'll see you the next time.
Bye.